don't really mind the rain. It washes away.
Hi everyone, this is YC Cooks and Bakes. Welcome back, and if you're new here, please comment, like, and subscribe so you can get all my recipes in the description. That's where I put them every time I make something, and you'll be able to have them for quick reference. Tonight, I'm going to make chicken enchiladas verde, and that's, green sauce is the green salsa verde. And I make them a little different every time, but you'll be able to put your spin on it and make them how your family likes them too. I don't think I've made them the same way every time, but since I'm making a bunch of them tonight, I thought I would take you all along. Okay, this is, I named her Petunia. Petunia, my pandemic pumpkin. Do you like her? She's wearing a mask for safety. Yep. And she told me that she has two sisters, Penelope and Priscilla Pumpkins, at Aldi. Yep. I brought her home and I put a face on her for only $2.49. And I think that she looks pretty. She gave me a little bit of a hard time when I was trying to do her mascara. But you know how pumpkins are sometimes. I asked her, I said, since you're a Halloween pumpkin, you must love candy. And she says not really, but she has a good time and she lights up nice and bright on Halloween. And I said, you're not really into candy? And I said, what do you like? She said, well, I like pumpkin pie. And I said, pumpkin pie? Isn't that a little like cannibalism? You're a pumpkin. Well, she never answered me the rest of the day, let me tell you. She didn't answer me on that one. I have to be silly and have a little fun, right? Okay, let's get started on this. And you can use, if you're gonna do like 10 of them, you can, or 8 of them. The tortillas, they come 8 count in a pack, or if you get the smaller tortillas, they come 10 in a pack. And a 9x13 glass Pyrex does fit that, but because I have to make so many, I am going to use a great big pan, a dining hall pan. So that's why I have that really long one, and I used foil and I sprayed it because it's not gonna a Pyrex doesn't stick as much as something like a metal pan, so I took extra cautions there. Okay, so the first thing I did today was, when I got home from the store with my groceries, was I roasted a couple large chicken breasts, which equal about, if you were to shred this, it would equal about 3 cups of chicken. And that's what you want to do, 10 to 12 enchiladas, if everyone has a couple. Or maybe you want to just make a few and put a salad on the side. It's up to you. We don't ever have too many things. We'll just have a couple enchiladas on a plate and then that's it. Some people want an enchilada and then they put a taco next to it or a salad next to it. We usually just have a couple of the same thing and then that's it. We call it a day. Okay, so in order to make sure that it covered, I'm doing 12. I cut each one of these in 6. So there's 12 large slices of chicken here that I'll be putting, on each flour tortilla. And then you want a can of refried beans, and this is the Casa Mamita traditional refried beans. I don't get the low fat. I get the regular, the traditional. And it's right here. And I just laid it down, and in order to make sure I spread the same amount on each one, I'm going to cut this into 12 pieces. Okay? So, let's see. Because it's an even number, you can cut it in half like that. And then you can cut it like this. And then 2 more times on each side. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it. I'm trying to divide it up so many times, you know, 12 times. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. Now, the thing you want to do is to make your sauce next. And we're gonna use a couple cans of the cream of chicken. You can use any cream soup you want. You can use cream of mushroom, or it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. And I bought 2 of these, and I can't find one. Every time, I don't know what it is about when I leave all these this last couple months, something is always gone. Now, why would I be shopping there for months and months and months, and like a couple years or so, and all of a sudden I'm just making mistakes there? But I don't make mistakes at Walmart or Food Lion. And by the way, when I make a list, I put how many of each thing, and until I put that number in the cart, I don't cross it off the list. And I actually had a conversation with, my son came with me today, and I actually had a conversation with him about, you know what, we might need 2 cans, let's go ahead and get 2, and I handed him another one, and he put it in the cart. And he even remembers that. He remembers putting 2 in there, and I remember grabbing 2. And then I looked at my list too when I got home, and sure enough, it was crossed off twice. So I don't know if one is getting stuck by the register or what. One time, I came home, and he, by the way, he went out to Dollar General and got me a Clover Valley one because I wanted another can. And we didn't want to drive all the way back out to Aldi's again. Let me wipe the top of it off. I'm fussy. And anyway, I came home one time and I was missing a whole brick of cheese, an 8-ounce brick of cheddar cheese. I went to do my potatoes au gratin. I do mine from scratch. It was gone. Why would I forget a brick of cheese? And I thought, well, you know, maybe I didn't cross it off. So I went back, pulled out my list. It's on there. Crossed off. Then I pulled out my receipt. It's on there. I looked in the trunk. We looked all around the tire. We looked everywhere it possibly could have slid, come out of a bag. Nowhere to be found. So I don't know if at some of the registers, if they're getting stuck somewhere when they're just going so fast. And why all of a sudden is it happening out of the clear blue, and it never used to. So it's a mystery. I mean, I know that everybody makes mistakes. I am not perfect. But I try to be when it comes to groceries. And I know what I put in the cart. And I know what I bring home. And I know what I put in those big plastic bags loading stuff into my trunk. Because I take it from the cart and put it in the big sacks and then shut my trunk. And I know what I see. And it's really, really strange that all of a sudden out of the clear blue I'm going to make mistakes. Very weird. Anyway, whatever. I guess one day we'll figure it out. And it's weird, it's not happening at other stores, like it's just happening there. The case of the missing this and that and the other. Because you could take a few of these items, you can make some good meals. And they're already paid for, for by me and other customers. Wouldn't be nothing for them to do that, but you know, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to judge others and place blame. It just seems really, really strange to me. Okay. Anyway, let's get let me see how much I got. 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. Here it is. We'll put in here. To take this part off, I got some on me. And I hope everybody likes enchiladas. Okay, there's one, and we'll put a half. Oh. Okay, we go. And how much sour cream am I supposed to put? Like 3/4 of a cup. I'm gonna put 3 of these. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And we'll put this aside. Let me open this up. My goodness, it's a warm day today. We're probably going to go like right from summer to winter. It's supposed to be fall, but it doesn't feel like that here in South Carolina. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. This doesn't take long. The longest part is getting your, your chicken cooked ahead of time. And then it's just assembling, after that. And adding spices that you like. And this is verde, so you have a green sauce as opposed to a red one, which is usually used with beef. And today I'm doing enchiladas that are chicken. And I have a lot of photos with enchiladas on my channel. I just don't think that I've ever showed you how I put them together. Okay. This is going to be delicious. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, because we're limited on counter space, I am going to set up like maybe 6 at a time, like that. Get this out of my way. And I can throw them out, when I'm done. I'll just put this one over here and I can throw it out at the same time. And the other thing I did ahead of time is I cut up I washed and cut up some green onion, because we like to put green onion in it a little bit and then some on top. Okay, let's see here. I am going to put a little bit of this. They got that thing tight, don't they? Put a couple. Oh, it smells so good. It really smells good. Oh, that's a verde. Oh, that smells so good. And it's funny that that's green in Spanish, which a lot of you know, because I think you take that in the United States. But in Canada, how we have French, vert is green in French, vert. And then this is the verde. So. There, and that way some of the little green chilies will get throughout it. Sometimes I buy some green chilies separate in a little can too, but I didn't see any today. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. Okay, so I'm going to open up one of these. I think you just rip it off, don't you? Because they're resealable, and you can, whatever ones you don't use, take it and lay it in the bottom of your freezer. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I'm going to push Petunia, the pumpkin, the pandemic pumpkin, over a little bit. We'll get you again. Don't worry, Miss Petunia. She's my pumpkin. Okay. Now, I'll spread these out. And the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you put some chicken on each one. And basically we're just using up one of the chicken breasts. And that way it's pretty fair all the way across the board. And you can cut it up with a knife and shred it. I'm just going to simply break them up with my fingers really quick. So it gets, they're bite-sized pieces and it gets throughout the whole enchilada. Okay, let me put this over there. And I mean, you could put more if you want, like if you expect to have a lot of chicken. But these are very, very filling. And, if you put too much protein, they can be high in calorie after a certain point. So you don't want to overdo it either, This one could use some of this piece, I think, because this one's so thick and that one was a short piece. You just divide it up the best you can. Okay, it's really scant over here, like that, so that's what we'll do. And then, let's see, we'll bring this over here. And we're just breaking it up, making like a long line of it. Okay. Yeah, and we'll do the same with this stuff over here. And this is a weeknight, so I am going to use a package of shredded cheese, even though I like to shred my own. I actually was looking for bricks to shred, but they did not have any more of the Monterrey in the bricks. They just had like sharp cheddar and mozzarella. You know how everything's getting kind of scant and low right now? So, or it could be just because I went late in the day. Could be. Okay. I don't know how many people are using, Monterrey to cook with and all, but whatever. I'm going to use this napkin for my hands. Okay, now, you know what I should have did first? And we'll do the other 6 correctly. But I was supposed to take some of the refried beans and put it on it. And I was supposed to do that, and I didn't do it. But I'll do it now. And then the next ones we do, we'll put the beans first. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, because this is what I wanted to do. I don't know if you can see it, but I wanted to spread them out, like this. Like just spreading out a line of butter, like, you know what I mean? They'll still get wrapped up like this. But I wanted to do it, underneath the beans. But they're still going to get rolled up like this. That's the funny thing about this. If you don't make this kind of food every day, it's kind of like live and learn and, do it as you go kind of thing, But that's okay. And each time you do it, it gets better and better and easier and easier. And, next thing you know, your family's asking for it. They asked for these. And you don't have to put refried beans. We just wanted them this time. Sometimes, we don't want them. Now, some people in the enchilada sauce, they'll take that watery sauce and dip their enchiladas in it. I have done that. It gets messy. And if you want to, use those big cans of sauce, you can. It's all in what you want. Let's see, we got, okay. Hey, Bella. I need to get her something because she's been scratching all day. Okay. Driving me crazy. but I love her. Okay. So far we have our cooked chicken breasts, our roasted chicken breasts that I roasted in the toaster oven. Okay, and our refried beans. Okay, there we go. And again, I got this stuff on my hands. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and put this down. I don't know, I can't remember how much we're supposed to put, but I'm just gonna put some on it. And then I put some at the end, I think, too. Usually, like what you can do, there is a kind, and I've made them too before, that you shred your chicken up in a big heap and mix it in with this. You can do that too. Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm hot. It is so hot in here. Oh, it is not joking, let me tell you. And each day this week it was getting hotter and hotter, like we're going back towards summer and not winter. Oh, I'll be so glad when the temperatures cool down. And my husband says, "Well, be careful what you wish for." No, I'm from Canada. I will be just fine, thank you. Give me some snow, bring it on. Alright, now, then we're going to put some jalapeno slices. Go ahead and take a bunch out. Just to have a bite, you know, to put a bite to it. You don't want to, like, don't overload it. Don't go crazy. You go, oh, I like it hot. You want to have, you know, you want to taste flavor, right? You want flavor. Yep. Ooh. Let me tell you. Alright. There you go. Now, take this little one that I touched my nose with. That'd be something to put the jalapeno in my eye. Okay. Let me see, I'm going to put that on afterwards. It doesn't really matter what order you put stuff in because it's getting all rolled up together. It's going to look like a mess when you go to unroll it, which nobody does. They eat it rolled up. So yeah, like this, like this, and like this. You gotta have that cheese in there, all that Monterrey and quesadilla cheese and all that goodness. This is a Mexican blend. You can use a Colby Jack blend. As long as it, to me, it's good if you have that Monterrey in it. But Monterrey is in both the Colby Jack mix and the Mexican mix. Okay. Now, we'll put a little bit of green onion. You know, and like I said, you don't want to go crazy because you can put some on the outside of the dish too, you know, on top before you stick it in the oven or when it's almost done, you know. Okay. But onion will really add to your dish, the flavor of it. You know, especially green onion when you're talking about, you know, Spanish food. Okay. And I think that's it for now for that. And then we go on to do the next 6. And I'm just going to line them up in my pan. And you put, you know, you try to put the seam side down is what you're trying to do. You pull it back, flip one side over, just like I make my burritos. And you've seen me do that, or you've seen me do wraps before. Just get it. Go like this. And like that. And don't forget that the Verde sauce is going to go on the outside. Okay. Yeah, that bigger pan is working out easier for me. The 9x13 is fine if you have a smaller family. But this way I don't have to crowd it so much. Okay. It's coming out a little bit. But you know, that's why they tell you on some of the recipes, soak it in that big can of enchilada sauce. It prevents that tearing right there. That's what it prevents. I just rolled the first 6 for you so you could see, and I finished the next 6, and that makes 12 for what I'll be feeding my family this evening. And once we get it all made, we'll take a picture of it for you so you can see the finished product. Say goodnight, Petunia. Good night. You did a good job wearing your mask, keeping safe. Good night.